Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind the screens of the virtual assistants you hire or want to become? The late nights, the impossible clients, the breakthroughs nobody saw coming, the moments that changed everything. I'm Loy Mundo, your VA mentor, and this is the Untold VA Stories. Every episode, we go behind the screen and share the stories that never make it into the highlight reels. Real VAs, real stories, the ones nobody talks about.
Before I tell you this story, I want you to picture something. Picture a small room, no air conditioning, a secondhand laptop that freezes every 20 minutes, a toddler sleeping on a mattress on the floor next to a desk made out of a folding table. That's where Maria started. Maria, not her real name, but her story is real, grew up in a small town in Leyte. Her parents were farmers. She finished a 2-year vocational course, got married young, and by the time she was 26, she had 2 kids and a husband who had just lost his job at a construction company in Manila. There was no money coming in, zero. They were behind on rent. She was selling whatever she could in her community, cooked food, little resale items, just to get by. One evening, while scrolling through Facebook at past midnight because she couldn't sleep, she came across a post in a VA group. Someone said they were earning 30,000 pesos a month, working from home, as a virtual assistant. She thought it was a scam. She almost kept scrolling, but something made her stop. She commented on the post. The person replied. They talked for 2 hours that night. By 2 a.m., Maria had made a decision. She was going to figure out this VA thing, whatever it took. Pause. Now here's where the story gets real, because it wasn't easy, not even close. Maria had no portfolio. She had never heard of Canva, Trello, or Google Workspace in a professional context. She couldn't type fast. Her internet connection cut out every time it rained. She applied to 32 jobs in her first month and got rejected from all of them. 32 rejections. Most people would have quit. Maria didn't. She stayed up late every night studying. Free YouTube tutorials. Free courses. She asked questions in groups even when she felt embarrassed not knowing basic things. She built sample projects just to have something to show. She started with a rate of $2 an hour, not because she was worth that little, but because she needed a foot in the door. Her first client was a small business owner in Australia who needed someone to manage emails and calendar bookings. Basic tasks, nothing glamorous, but Maria showed up early every day. She over-delivered on every task. She asked for feedback and actually implemented it. 3 months later, that client doubled her hours. 6 months later, she raised her rate. The client said yes without negotiating. A year into her VA journey, Maria was earning more than her husband had made at his construction job. A year and a half in, she had 2 long-term clients and a small waiting list. By month 20, she crossed 5 figures in Philippine pesos monthly for the first time in her life. Not in a viral post, not in a screenshot she shared to show off. Quietly, in that same small room, with the same second-hand laptop, with her kids asleep beside her, she cried. Not the happy kind of cry you see in movies, the deep, ugly kind, because she finally exhaled a breath she had been holding for years. I share Maria's story because it's not unique. There are thousands of Marias in this country and across Southeast Asia who are sitting in their small rooms right now, wondering if they're too old, too uneducated, too far behind to make this work. They are not. But here's what Maria said when I asked her what made the difference, what separated her from the people who tried and quit. She said, I stopped waiting to feel ready. Ready never comes. I just started, and I got ready while moving. That's the untold part of inspiring stories. We love the result, the income, the freedom, the glow up. We share the after. But the during, the 32 rejections, the $2 an hour start, the ugly cry alone in the dark, that part doesn't go on Instagram. But that part is where the real story lives. And if you're in your own during right now, I need you to hear this. You are not behind. You are in the story. Keep going. Maria now mentors new VAs in her community. She teaches what she knows for free on Facebook groups because someone once answered a comment she left at 2 a.m. and that answer changed her life. She said she doesn't want anyone to feel as alone as she did in those first months. That's her legacy now, not just the income, the ripple. That's the untold story of Maria, the VA who started with a second-hand laptop and a toddler sleeping on the floor and built something nobody could take away from her. What's your story going to be? I'm Leyte, and this has been the Untold Via Stories.
That was today's untold story. I hope it stayed with you. If you're on your own VA journey, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for years, you're not alone. Every story you heard today was lived by a real person, just like you. If this episode moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you have a story of your own, one you've never told anyone, do reach out. Your story might be the next one we will tell. 3 new episodes every month, 2 in Taglish, 1 in English. So subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify channels so you never miss one. Until next time, keep going and your story isn't over yet. I'm Loy Hesmundo and these are the Untold VA Stories.